Hi, this is Tanil Jankola, and this is my presentation on special education interviews of a paraprofessional, a special education teacher, and an administrator. The three people that I chose to interview, the paraprofessional is from the district that I work in. She's been in my classroom a couple of times as a regular education teacher. My administrator, who I am directly under, and the former special education teacher at the district I am in. The first question that I asked them about dealt with child find procedures, screening practices, and early identification. And the paraprofessional mentioned that we use a referral from the SIT team and parent and or teacher concerns that come directly to the special education program. And once they collect all of the data and have everything in place with parental consent, they go ahead and do testing if they feel it is necessary. The special education teacher, she said that she also used referrals from the SIT team, parent and or teacher concerns that directly came to her. And after, again, all of the data was collected and they felt some testing needed to be done, she would do her own assessments, whether they were formal or informal, based on parental consent. She would also go into the classroom and do observations of, she said, of the student in the class, and especially if it was a behavioral referral. The administrator said that, again, in the district, they used referrals from the SIT team, parent and or teacher concerns that directly came to him. The public awareness tools that are used in the district are the school website and the school calendar, which lists the same information. The second question on what was most challenging to them in special education, the paraprofessional noted just not having enough time to work with each individual student on her caseload. There were a lot of IEPs and students of special needs and not enough paras to get all the work done. So she felt that she was not being as thorough and as effective as she wanted to be because there just wasn't time because the caseload was so large. The special education teacher noted that the amount of paperwork, making sure all of the laws and regulations and policies were being followed, student rights, parents' rights, all of those things were upheld. The development of the IEP itself, supervising her paras, and modeling the expectations she wanted of them in the classroom, strategies, how to deal with certain issues, how to deal with the student within the classroom, helping with modifications, and parents seemed to be a challenging issue. The administrator noted that his challenges were the amount of meetings he had to attend. Again, the caseload was rather large in his building, and making sure that the students' rights were upheld in every IEP, and keeping updated on laws and policies. He did also mention that it was really hard because he wasn't always familiar with the goals and what every student was required or needed to meet. And that was a challenge for him and one that he noted he needed to do a better job at. The most rewarding aspects for them in special education, across the board, all of them, the underlying issue was student success. When the students who were on IEPs found success in the classroom, especially a class they were struggling in, like the paraprofessional noted, where she was helping them and it was just like the light bulb went on and they got it, they understood it, she said was the most rewarding for her. The special education teacher was seeing a strategy used by the regular education teacher in their classroom that she taught them and also used in the special education classroom, using those strategies from one program, like the special education program, into the regular classroom. And that when IEP students gain success, not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom as well. The administrator also noted that watching a student on an IEP become successful and achieve their goals, he also noted that one of the biggest rewards from him is when a student was exited from the program because things were just working and they had gained so much success. Advice on supervising special education staff. There are a lot of commonalities. A lot of them said just to be involved, know what's going on. That was an underlying common thread. The paraprofessional noted just to make sure that when you're supervising that program, to be more interactive, to see what the paras do, to watch them in the classroom, to make sure that they're doing what they need to be doing and driving student success, and to be more interactive with the students so that they would know their needs as well. The special education teacher said her advice on supervising special education staff would be to empower them, to let them feel a sense of ownership, but also to make sure they understand the expectations, that they need to make sure that they are doing what they are supposed to be doing, and to model those expectations for them, not just to send them out into a classroom not knowing what to do, to give them a guide and to follow up. The administrator said, trust who you hire. Trust that they will do the job you hired them to do, and to be strong enough to release them when they don't. If there's a huge issue, and to always make sure that we are providing the education and the training that we need to of that staff. How they effectively work with parents of special needs students, the paraprofessional said that she likes to reinforce all the positives that she sees in her students that she works with on a daily basis. But she was also noted, which I found kind of interesting, to not have much contact with the parents of the special needs student, to make sure that communication was diverted to the special education teacher. The special education teacher, her biggest thing she felt she was effective with was communication. That she was very intent on making sure that she communicated with the parents at all times student growth, what was working, what is not working, what they need to do next, to always have the student's best interest at heart. Communication is key. The administrator said he felt he was effective at listening, to listen to both sides, to listen to their concerns, listen to their needs, to help educate them and those different things, to point them in the right direction, and to show genuine concern for the student. Working with the regular education teachers with special needs, the paraprofessional said her main thing was to make sure she was communicating regularly, to making sure that her and the regular education teacher were on the same page at all times, and that to trust. It's a trust relationship. She noted that it really made her feel like she was doing her job to the best of her ability when the regular education teacher trusted her to make modifications of assignments or assessments, because she felt then that the regular education teacher understood what she was there to do. The special education teacher said, again, to communicate regularly, to ask and have the expectations of the teacher defined for her, to make sure that she knew at all times what was expected of the class and of the student from the regular education teacher, and to also show strategies that work for special needs students. I know myself as a teacher, I would welcome that, because I would sometimes not know what would work best, and she would step right in. And to always, the special education teacher said to have them understand that they and the special education department are an extension of the teacher. They are there to help. They are a resource, and to lean on them. The administrator said to listen to both sides. Listen to the regular education teacher, their concerns, and the special education teacher, and to help develop a plan where everyone could work with and feel comfortable with. The advice for a first-year administrator, the paraprofessional said to be interactive, be in the classroom, know what is going on, know what the paras are doing, know how they are working with the students, to get to know the students and know what's going on, know the needs of the students, know what their goals are, know what they're working towards, and to see all aspects of the program. The special education teacher definitely said for a first-year administrator, know what's in the IEP, because it all comes back to you. Be an active part of the process. Speak up in meetings. Know what's going on. and be supportive of the program. The administrator, his advice, be willing to listen and learn. Stay up to date on laws and policies and understand that you don't know it all. You have to learn and you have to be willing to be educated. On the roles of special education teachers and principals, the paraprofessional, her perspective was that the teacher makes all the IEPs and the paperwork is in order to make sure it's done. All the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. To know what is going on and how to do the work, how to be a special education teacher, and to know each student individually and what they need to do. What are their specific needs? For the principals, she said it was to sit in on IEPs and to make all the final decisions. The special education teacher's perspective on the special education teacher themselves was their role was to carry out the IEP, to know what's being done and not done, and to communicate regularly with teachers, parents, and administration. The role of the administrator was to have the final say, support the program, and know what's going on. The administrator, he felt his role was to be willing to listen and learn, and again, to stay up to date on laws and policies. Characteristics of administrators, the paraprofessional wanted them to be interactive, more involved, know the students, see both sides, and how to handle all issues, and know all types of disabilities from academic to behavioral and to be firm. For the special education teacher, it was being active members and to support the program 100%. For the administrator, the characteristics he felt he needed to have: willingness to listen to learn, staying up to date on laws, policies, and regulations, and to ask for help when needed. My role as an administrator, my perspective is I need to be willing to learn and adapt. I don't know it all, and I need to know that when I walk into that door, I have a lot I need to make sure I know, and it's okay to ask for help. To focus on each student individually, not to group them into the same mold. To be supportive of the program. They are essential for making sure that our students with special needs are successful throughout every aspect of their day. To communicate with all stakeholders, parents, teachers, students. To listen to all sides and to be an active participant in the entire process. To reinforce the teachers and be supportive of them in the meetings. Know what's in the IEP, know the goals, know what the students are working toward, and to stay positive. As my quote says on the slide, the question asked, how can we influence positive change in special education? By focusing on the core reason these services were created in the first place, children. We have to keep in focus, and my role as an administrator is to make sure that I have every student's best interest at heart. I am there for the betterment of them and for the success of them. Thank you for your time.